Ladies and gentlemen, the preseason is set. We got us a schedule. 3 games going into next year. I'm excited, man. I can't wait. We got the Panthers, the Vikings, and the Detroit Lions, man. It's a preseason, so, this is going to mean a lot because we didn't have one last year. So going through all these 3 teams can really show us what we're going to be expecting going into the next season. And one of the biggest things that came out yesterday talking about the cornerback 3 spot. Now, Eberflus was out there talking about how the number 3 spot for the corner spot is open, so there's no guarantees. Most people would be thinking Rock Ya-Sin or somebody like that, but it's Kenny Moore, it's Xavier Rhodes, Kenny Moore, and then the 3rd spot is the big question mark. Now, Eberflus did praise Marvell Tell since he sat out last year. He's going to be back returning next year. If he steps up to that role, that can be a big plus for us because a lot of people are definitely rooting for Marvell Tell to go into next season and actually see the field and produce some numbers. So the job is on, the spot is on the line for TJ Carey, for Rock Ya-Sin, for Tell, and those guys out there. So it's not guaranteed. So to hear that is actually a big bonus. So this preseason is going to be a lot. And what better test to go out there against those 3 teams? You got a team like the Carolina Panthers. They got a new quarterback in town. One of the quarterbacks I wanted, by the way. You got McCaffrey coming back from injury. I'm pretty sure he's going to have limited snaps. So the Panthers team, they got a receiving core. It's going to be a pretty exciting game for me to watch. Also because it's football and it's back, I'm not going to be complaining. I can't wait for the preseason to start. So yeah, the Carolina Panthers has promised them going into next year. I mean, you can't expect for them to have maybe a winning record, but they can get a few W's out there, especially depending on how Sandano plays. Offensive line's not the greatest, so we might get a nice sack debut to the NFL. We might see Kwity Paye go get the quarterback a few times or get a few rushes, but I think we can pull that game out against the Carolina Panthers. Another big question mark is the backup quarterback spot. You got Jacob Eason and Sam Ehlinger. It looks like Jacob might get the nod over Sam, but it's going to be a backup quarterback battle. That'll be exciting to see. We'll probably get a little potential debut of Carson Wentz as well in these games. That's always nice to see. We get to see how Michael Pittman Jr. I know it's been a while since we've seen him. We get to see him out there on the field. Marley Cox, Jack Doyle. Man, I can't wait for this season to start. Also, for the left tackle situation, maybe Sam Tevi might be getting the nod to start over Will Holden, but Sam Tevi, he's got praise since he has experience at left tackle starting already. It looked like he might get the nod before Eric Fisher returns to the Colts from his injury. Looks like Sam Tevi might be the starter for the Indianapolis Colts. Not opposed to that decision as well. So that's another thing to look forward to. The next game is the Minnesota Vikings. We're formative opponents with them. You guys remember that Julia Blackmon interception against those guys. We pretty much shut down the Vikings when we played them last time. This is the preseason game, so it's good to see where the Vikings are currently going to be standing at going into next season. Xavier Rhodes' former team. So that's always exciting to see how that goes. But, it's going to be a nice little show against them as well. They got a good running back in Dalvin Cook. They still got Kirk Cousins as we speak as today. They drafted a backup quarterback. We're probably going to see potential of him. Justin Jefferson's going to be out there. He's going to be in his sophomore season after having a very impressive rookie year. But that should be a good matchup as well for us. I think we'll probably we'll put in the work against the Vikings. I think that'll be more of a running game between those guys. I'm also excited to see Marlon Mack come back. I'm pretty sure he's going to get a few preseason snaps. Oh man, it's just going to be awesome. It's just awesome to have football back and the schedule set. We're going to be tuned in. Colts Nation is going to be excited. I know I'm going to be excited. I can't wait for these games to happen. Jonathan Taylor is going to be back out there on the field. I'm really excited to see what he's going to look like in his second season. He had a very impressive second half of his rookie year. To see if he carries that momentum going into next year is going to be awesome. You got a guy, the edge rush. We're going to be addressing that. Bobby Okereke is stepping into a role at the linebacker role. He's going to be filling in some shoes for Anthony Walker Jr. So excited to see how he's going to play. The last game is the Detroit Lions, who's pretty much took a step back. They got their quarterback. They lost Stafford. Kind of excited to see how they're going to look. It's a big question mark with the Detroit Lions. We know they're not going to probably have the best record going into next season. But it's always good to see where they're going to be currently standing at in this preseason game against us. The last time we played the Lions, it was a nice little fight, but we had the Naheem Hines show against the Detroit Lions. Maybe we can get another one preseason for him. But all these games is definitely worthwhile watching. I definitely would be tuned in. I might stream on those games as well. Just to get your guys' opinion on the preseason game, just to chat with you guys. If you guys are interested in that, feel free to let me know in the comment section. But all these games are definitely worthwhile. The wide receiver core is another huge question mark I'm looking forward to. Maybe we might know where Julio Jones is gone by the time the preseason starts. Maybe he might be off the trade block. I would love to see where he goes. Hopefully he doesn't end up in Tennessee. But, all these things, the wide receiver core, Pascal, I want to see where this goes. I want to see if the Michael Harris and Michael Strachan, how that's going to look with them guys. The running back core I mentioned, I want to see Carson Wentz perform out there in the preseason. I don't want him out there too long, but I want to know where Mo Ali Cox stands. Most people are talking about him having a big year going into next season. So watching him in the preseason, that'll be exciting to see. Also, Malik Hooker hasn't been picked up yet by any team. Hopefully he gets picked up somewhere soon. I'll be watching all the preseason games. All the preseason games that's on schedule, I would love to see, because I want to see the potential of these NFL teams, especially the Indianapolis Colts. I definitely will be glued into the AFC South during these preseason games, even those three. I want to see what the mindset and the identity is for the Jaguars. The Titans, I said they'll have a setback this year. I want to see where they're setting at on these preseason games. Tannehill, he had a nice little year last year. See if he keeps that momentum going into this preseason. And see if he learned anything after last year's debacle going into the playoffs, man. I would love to see where they currently stand at. The Houston Texans, they have a lot of running backs. They got like maybe 4 to 5 running backs deep on their Texans team. So we know if their star quarterback does not return next year, we know what the Texans' identity is going into next season, is to run the football. So I'm excited to see where they're going to be standing at. But overall, in general, I'm just happy and excited that the schedule is out. We're going to be getting preseason football soon. If anybody in the chat is going, in the comment section, is going to any preseason games, feel free to let me know in the comment section where you're going, which games you're going to. Let me know again which regular season games you're going to. I'm going to be investing in going to one of them games. I'll let you guys know when that game comes around, which game I'll be going to. But you guys let me know in the comment section your thoughts on these preseason games, how it would go. Who are you excited to see perform? And let me know your thoughts on how you think it would end. Let me know your record predictions as well. What do you think our record would be at the end of the preseason? But until next time, this is Marcus, and you've been Culture Shock.